Hello everybody and welcome back to Quoth Plays Child of Light. We are now level 4. We got through part 1 and we are heading into part 2 as we find this really creepy carriage as well as the bird with the top hat, to say the least. So this is the Abraham Lincoln of birds. I can talk to him, caw-caw. That's not really much of a talking bird because it doesn't actually say anything. So let's ignore it, which is what I do best in most games. When I don't know the secret, I just leave it alone forever. This guy looks like an enemy. I don't know if it's best to fight him or not, but we're going to fight him anyway. Because I'm not really that afraid of any enemy here. So we should get... So let's hold him off right now. So we interrupted her. And I will defend here when they use Ghastly Wail, which will help me avoid death. Let's slash again. I'm doing damage to her, I think. So a little more damage taken that time. Let's try a different thing. Let's try Starlight. Devastation. Alright, so obviously that's super effective. No, we don't have a lot in the way of MP. We just used 4 out of our 10 MP on that one. I just wanted to see how it would work. As you can see, we got some of it back there just by collecting the collectibles. These little things that are just kind of hanging around, they drop little orbs that apparently help us replenish our strength. So I don't know whether to climb or to go down. Follow my voice. Alright, so that, because I am a contrarian kind of person, I'm going to assume that if it tells me to follow my voice, then the storyline goes that way. So there might be something cool over here, such as a treasure chest, like right up there, that we might be able to get our hands on if we ignore the normal process. An Oculi. Okay, so mount an Oculi on equipment to improve character stats. So basically, I have read about this. The Oculi, you can have different types of it. It's basically like a gem that you can mount in your equipment. So if we go to crafting Oculi, you can mix them together to create stronger Oculi. Right now, we just have rough ruby, which we can't really do to craft, but we can equip it in our sword, which will add fire damage to melee attacks, which is the ruby. Doesn't do that much right now, but if we had stronger ones and things like that, and if we combine some of the lesser ones to make stronger ones, we can do even more damage as we go. But for now, I'll accept that. That's a pretty good bonus thing here. And let's go into whoa. So let's head this way. I'm guessing there's something up here. So I'm in a fighter. I'm not much for avoiding at battles. I don't know if you've noticed this. I think I do have... Probably the best possible option I have here is to use Starlight on the ghost first and blind him as much as I can. So that's going to kill her. And now if I have time, which I am going to do, I should be able to one-shot this fellow as well, leading to a very quick and decisive victory, which I can be proud of. Now, once again, sometimes you go far enough that it just feels like that must be the right way to go. So let's explore a little bit. Okay, that guy doesn't seem like he's very nice. So let's go fight him. Alright, now I don't know what this guy does, but I know I can kill him first, so let's blind him. Oh, I picked the wrong guy. Okay. I'm just going to defend. He does a decent amount of damage, I'm guessing. But I'm just going to take him out really quick here, which is what I meant to do to begin with. Once again, defend, which I can do before he actually casts. And I like the kind of the semi-real-time, semi-not real-time kind of way that this works. He's going to hit me regardless, it sucks, but oh well. But yeah, the reason why I kind of like it is because it feels like you're really engaged, unlike, you know, most turn-based strategy games. But at the same time, you can still think about what you're doing. It kind of reminds me of Knights of the Old Republic, which is one of my favorite games ever. It's not exactly the same, of course, but there's a level of that in there. So this is going to take reduce damage from attacks by 60% and increase speed on the timeline by 70% for the following turn. So we're going to improve defend, which is fine. We're just going to keep leveling up this side of it a little more, and then maybe we'll put a couple in that way. This is going to be the defense version. So maybe we'll put a little bit in each, but for now, I want to kind of get ahead of the strength curve. I think that's usually, at the beginning of most games that I've played, usually considered a good idea. And we'll get this chest here, which we just located. Firefly Elixir. What does that do? Replenishes the light meter. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. I can't see us using it right away, but because, I mean, it replenishes itself fast enough that I'm not really that worried about it. But that being said, it could be useful in the future, so we'll keep that in mind if it ever comes to the point where his light meter, such as in a battle or something, is not definitely required. Then we can go ahead and make sure we replenish it. Now, this seems all a little bit unlikely that we're going to be able to get up here. I think that is a little above our platforming ability at this point. So we can keep going to the right. And we're going to get a cutscene. The door is blocked. No shit. How do we get it unlocked? Well, go up there and find the switch. So, once again, the most obvious puzzle ever is to move the block over. Of course, this doesn't even seem to really be working, so I think we're actually going the other way with it. If I'm not mistaken, that little ledge there that I was talking about before, where I said, I think this is beyond our platforming skills, which I said literally 2 seconds ago, I think that is where we're going. So it was beyond our platforming skills at that moment, but right now it is not. Now we can get up here. We're going to use the Firefly light. Actually, we can just walk right up to her from behind because she's already facing the wrong way, and get another surprise attack in. So it seems like surprise attacks at this part of the game, which is fairly early, to be completely honest, are fairly simple to get. But I highly doubt that will last. So we should be able to kill him fairly easily, without too much trouble. And there are little flower things on the base that I've been getting as much as possible. So just keep that in mind. The reason why, you know, in the middle of the fight I might use my Firefly on one of the plants is because I can replenish my health and MP and things like that during the fight if I use the correct things. So this seems like another fairly easy puzzle as far as that's concerned. The obvious solution is to move the block over to where the switch is so we can keep it held down. Now, how to get up that high, I'm guessing you have to turn that piece of machinery right there. But before we do that, let's head down here and see if there's anything we can do. It would appear the answer to that question is no. It looks like this might be early enough in the game. Okay, so Firefly has it. We're going to use it a little more again. And let's just do this. And we're going to take this box with us, thank you very much. And I do hope that this game does progress beyond the whole, moving the box puzzle. I've played Zelda. Zelda's one of my favorite type of series in the game. And if there's one thing that is like the most obvious simple puzzle that they throw in all the time in Zelda, it is the box puzzle. And I would imagine that this is the beginning of the game and will not stay that way forever. But if it does, I will just like to note right now that I will be very disappointed by this fact. Okay, well, as I said, and someone suspected, we need this box again. Box puzzle being what it is and all. So we're just going to wait for it to come back down. Now that the switch is turned, it should continually go up and down and up and down and up and down. We push it on right now. And then we push it onto the switch when we get to the top. Alright, so not a complicated puzzle. I'm pretty sure most people can tell how to do it right from the beginning, but kind of a good place to get our feet wet in the game, I think, and that's what I'm hoping, is that the puzzles will get harder, that this is only just kind of like what I said, just a way to kind of get used to the game. Now, we're going to get a rough emerald. What is this in the Oculi terms? Increases earth damage resistance by 8%. I guess I'll just equip it. I mean, I don't have any other reason not to equip the Oculi I have right now, since I only have like 2 of them. And let's move on with our game here. There's going to be some of these fellows here. This seems like a gimme backstab. And there isn't much else in other enemies here, but there is a little bit. So let's use Starlight on the ghost, since we know that's going to one-shot it. So I did interrupt him. This time we're going to defend. And slash. That should take him out, which it does. And a quick 220 XP is always good for the soul. And there it is. We get to the switch, unlock the door. Let's continue on our way. So this appears to be potentially another puzzle, which I'm very excited about. The puzzles are, in my opinion, just as important to the game, and especially a game such as this, as the fighting would be. Okay. So we're shining the light right now. I think we could turn it. So we can get the purple one. That didn't work. The green one did, though. Okay. And the blue. Alright, so we apparently pissed off some enemies here. This may be a boss battle now that I'm thinking about it. We are kind of overdue for one. We didn't have one in the first segment. This would appear to be a boss battle. This is but a dream. Trust not what you see. Seems real to me. They want us dead. Well, that doesn't rhyme, but is probably somewhat true. Let's slash this one. Decapitate? Oh, okay. That seems a little ridiculous, but okay, if you want to play it that way. Let's see if we can defend here. Elysium Gate. Okay, I'm really happy that that didn't kill me. Speed increase for that fellow. That's going to be real wonderful. Alright, so we're taking some damage now. Jupiter's Spear. Okay, so they're doing it in big chunks too. Alright, so that interrupt is going to hurt us. So the healing is going to be useful. The speed increase is going to be unfortunate. And we have time to defend, so that's going to be useful. And we should be able to slash this guy to victory here, I think. Yep. So an easy level up right there from fighting the boss. Big HP, MP magic, lots of upgrades. You do get a skill point. We found magic stardust, which is useful, I think. Maybe. We have to check it out. And let's watch the cutscene and see what happens. Lady, this is Aurora. Madam, Child Division, take my hand.
Once the sun shone upon a land of sequined valleys and peaks of white, and at night ruined castles glowed with alabaster light. From the stars in the crescent moon, a queen of light ruled this rambling place. Each night she walked the palace alone, her luminosity dawn's own face. Until one night there was no trace. The queen had vanished, and with her the light. Dark resided in its place. The usurper, Umbra, hid from sight. She sent her daughters in her stead. The sun, the stars, and the crescent moon, they pilfered from the sky, extinguished them with the monsoon. Then Umbra's dark creatures conquered the land. Our lives soon snuffed out by a wave of her hand.
Madam, thank you for the story. But now I wish to wake. So dull my speech, you fell asleep? What I speak of is real, not fake. All around us lies the land of Lemuria. I am afraid this is not a dream, Aurora. The only way is a magic link, a mirror behind the throne, stolen by Umbra, Queen of the Night. The sole path home is to banish the night, bring back the stars, the sun, the moon, the light. No, unacceptable. My father waits. The firefly said you'd help me post-haste. I have a name, you know. Do not despair, my dear. I created Ig Nicholas to aid you. A bug the size of a pin, no good I fear. Never shall I recover. The sun, the stars, and the moon. Do not despair, my dear. For the sun and moon seek the highest and the lowest room. First go back from whence you came, past the altar on which you woke this day, through a tree of thorns sharp and tangled, seek help along the way. And what of the stars? How will they reach the skies? My child, the answer lies above you. Open your eyes. Okay. What an incredible surprise. So it looks like we have the ability of flight. Now listen carefully. Keep that charmed crown upon your brow. Never remove it. Clear? One last thing before I go. If you should ever despair, my dear. Thank you. Exactly what does it do? Sorry, child, I cannot hear you. Goodbye. Wait, but I must know my father. Is he all right? I am surrounded by endless night. Okay, so apparently I could press A to fly.
And so Aurora wandered, the twilight forest far from home, starlight only to guide her, except for a firefly alone. Anxious for the comforts, a family who could not trace her, searching for the sun and moon, a father to embrace her. And somewhere in the night, perched upon a throne in the dark, waited Umbra, the usurper, to snuff out Aurora's spark.
Okay. So, we're presented with yet another interesting tidbit of information. We can now fly, which makes a lot of our prior platforming seem a little ridiculous and unnecessary. The landscape, however, appears to be pretty darn cool. We have some blimp-looking island things in the background here. I'd imagine there's going to be a lot of things that we can get to, a lot of things that are just going to be cool background noise. We found a confession, and like Usher said, it's always important to make sure you give them part 2. Now, where is that confessions menu? Centuries have been unkind to us, gods forgotten in white temples fade. Under lidded eyes, the palace sits, frayed, doors closed behind bleach rooms gathering dust. The gilded thrones gleam, muted by dull rust. Rings worn into still walls, chart and neglect laid. Strata of history, cleaned by no maid. Excuse me. No breeze, mirror shut, glass mottled with must. The explorers stand still, statues bleached white, eyes lidded, heads empty as the room. Plans fade for a future repainted bright. Pristine comes unclean with a blah, blah, blah. Alright, I'm not going to read this anymore. It seems a little dull and musty, not really sure what it's going with. I'm guessing that it might be worth a quick peruse later on, and if you want to pause the screen there and take a look through it, I'm sure you'd be more than happy to read it. But for me, I'm going to very quickly skill up. I think that, you know, maybe we go ahead and start skilling up the defense tree a little bit. Just one for now, just to get that spell, and then we can, you know, continue onward. But for now, you know, just to make sure we get a little bit. And I think we will hold off on pursuing any more until the next time. So we do know how to fly. We've now found part 3 of Child of Light, and we'll continue with part 3 next time. But for now, I'll catch you guys later. This is Quoth. Make sure to hit subscribe, and I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. Peace out.